Hello everyone. Last night the latest homeless figures were released by the Department of Housing. Now it's a new record. It's 14,303 people are now classed as being in emergency accommodation. These are the facilities that Simon Coveney back in 2017 said he would have families out of this form of emergency accommodation, hostels, hotels and many more incarceration facilities by the middle of 2017. And how has that gone? It's worsened. But Simon Coveney is riding off into the sunset on his big pension. And again, more and more people are being forced into homelessness. Over 70% of people that are driven into homelessness come because of the insecure private rental sector, all created by Coveney's predecessors and many of the political class in Ireland, opening the door to vulture funds through the bank bailout, where the people got sold out. And part of that condition was to stop building public housing and open the door to vulture funds. And we've seen how that's wreaked havoc in Irish society, forcing more and more people into poverty and homelessness. And the figures are more stark for children. 4,404 children are now deemed to be in emergency accommodation. What about the much vaunted Rights to a Child constitutional amendment that was brought in a number of years ago? It seems like some children are more equal than others in Irish society. And in particular, you've seen family homelessness rise, up 42% since this government has took office. Officially 2020, even though they supported each other for 4 years in advance of coming together in 2020. Child homelessness is up 66%. Family homelessness, as I said, is up. And people over 65, homelessness is up over 83%. So we're going to have an epidemic of older people on the streets as well because of these policies that favour and benefit a certain percentage of the population while everybody else struggles to provide the necessary basic societal good of having a roof over your head. It's important as well to note that in Dublin there's 10,396 people on these figures, latest figures, and that would be about the capacity of Tallaght Stadium. That's where Shamrock Rovers Football Club play, who won the League of Ireland Football Championship in Ireland last year. And only on a handful of occasions they've reached capacity in that stadium. But you consider the sheer volume of people are now in these incarceration facilities and people are profiting from it. Many are profiting from this homeless industry. Not to mention the extra pressure on services because of the immigration chaos. But all this homelessness disaster predated the immigration chaos and has been exacerbated because of the immigration chaos created by the Irish political establishment, who are more interested in serving the big landlords, big bosses, than the interest of ordinary people who are struggling. And this isn't anything new in terms of the amounts of political posturing around this to say there's a record amount of investment in housing. Well, this housing investment is directed towards, in the vast majority of cases, the private sector. Yesterday we had the figures about the RTE bailout, about €725 million. I think it would be better served on providing homes for people rather than pushing the government's propaganda. But no, it's another agenda to keep profiting the rich at our expense, notwithstanding the huge expectation of population growth over the next number of years also as well. So you wonder why working class people are up in arms over what's going on, because they've had enough of these policies. But these figures don't even include the people that are sleeping rough on the street, remarkably. So the homeless figures doesn't include that. And tragically, on the streets of Dublin 2 weeks ago, 2 men drowned in the Grand Canal. This is horrific, but again, this has become normalised in society. It won't get any big media coverage in Ireland today. It won't get any big media coverage over the next number of days. There won't be any big political backlash over this because people will move on, forget about it, and what's the next thing on the agenda. But this has been systemic issues in Irish society that should be addressed, that benefit a certain percentage of the population. Estate agents, big landlords, developers, speculators, about the basic financialisation of housing rather than seeing it as a basic human need in society to build a foundation block for a good society and economy as well. But again, the values in the society are based on profit, are based on greed, are based on the misery of others. And in terms of the homeless industry, so many people profit from the misery of others, much the same as the immigration industry, where we see the commercial property owners. We also see in homelessness where people are moving heaven and earth to provide these incarceration facilities for people. And that's what they are, modern day incarceration facilities that have no place in any society. And there's much history in Ireland about workhouses, go back to the Magdalen Laundries, go back to huge amounts of state-sponsored abuse. And similarly today, we have more state-sponsored abuse with these incarceration facilities that people profit from. It seems like there's no end in sight to keep profiting from the misery of others, and in particular from something which is so preventable as homelessness, by providing security for people who are renting, by building enough public housing for people, and also for providing affordable housing for people in terms of people who want to buy on the private market as well, rather than forcing and more people into poverty and into huge distress, not to mention the starkest end where children today are waking up in these incarceration facilities all around Dublin City and all around Ireland also as well. These are things that should be changed in Ireland, can be changed with all of us coming together, standing up for the needs of Irish, the people in Ireland, and that's vitally important. Put a society that's fair, that's really just, and serves the needs of people rather than serves the needs of a certain percentage of the population who are facilitated by government policies. So thanks for all the support on my videos, really appreciate them. And if you like my videos, please press subscribe to my YouTube channel also as well. And thanks a lot for the support, and I'll see you all soon. Take care. So long. Bye bye.